Hurmatli xonimlar va janoblar, diqqat qiling, biz boshlaymiz. Assalomu alaykum hurmatli xonimlar va janoblar, qadrli boks ishqibozlari. Barchangizni qadimiy hamda zamonaviy Samarqand shahrida ko'rib turganimizdan bag'oyatda xursandmiz va barchangizga mo'jiza amfiteatriga xush kelibsiz deymiz. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Dear friends, welcome to historical and modern city Samarkand. We are glad to see you here in Mojiza Amphitheater. First of all, let me to warmly welcome to you all at the quarterfinal of the 7th season of WSB. Hurmatli xonimlar va janoblar, siz yaxshi bilasiz, WSB turniri bu professional, yarim professional bokschilar o'rtasidagi o'ziga xos turnir va aynan mana shu turnirda ishtirok etib kelayotgan Uzbek Tigers jamoasi ajoyib natijalar bilan chorak finalga yo'l oldi. Va bugun siz u biz mehmonlarimiz kubalik bokschilar Cuba Domadores hamda Uzbek Tigers jamoalari o'rtasidagi ajoyib bahslarning guvohiga aylanamiz. Demak azizlar, men mamnuniyat bilan guldiroz qarsaklaringiz sadosi ostida mehmonlarimiz Cuba Domadores jamoasini ringga taklif etaman. Marhamat, qarshi olasiz. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome team of boxing Cuba Domadores.
Well, a very warm welcome to Samarkand in Uzbekistan. It's quarter-final time for the Uzbek Tigers and the Cuba Domadores in what some are calling the final before the final. Two of the world's top amateur nations holding centre stage in the amphitheatre Mahiza in the first of two legs, bookending a crucial week in Season 7. Winner of the course of the two fixtures, so best of 10 will face the winner of the quarter-final between the Colombia Heroicos and Italia Thunder. That one gets underway in Roma in an hour or two's time. What a start the Heroicos have made to their debut campaign. An early win in week 5 over the same team fielded by this Cuban team tonight. They finish just 1 point behind the reigning champions in the ring in Samarkand this evening.
Ana endi azizlar qarshi oling. o'zimizning qahramonlarimiz Uzbek Tigers jamoasi.
Now the home favourites, the Uzbek Tigers, made a relatively late entrance to the WSB in Season 6. Several of their boxers, though, have already gathered momentum in the competition with experience as draft picks for other teams. And their current squad contains no less than 3 Rio Olympic champions. Haven't had it all their own way this season so far, though, finishing 3rd in Group C behind the Patriot boxing team and the group winners of Starter Ireland's Kazakhstan. And as a result, the lads on your screen there find themselves in a tough draw against the reigning champions Cuba tonight. Cubans, of course, winning the group by a single point, looking to make their 4th consecutive final. Uzbekistan yet to win the competition. With the likes of Hасsanboy, Dusmatov on their team sheet tonight, though, they will fancy themselves to get off to a good start in their hometown.
Hurmatli xonimlar va janoblar, yana bir bor eslatib o'tamiz. Aynan hozirgi bahslar to'g'ridan to'g'ri sport telekanali orqali, shuningdek sun'iy yo'ldosh orqali butun dunyoga namoyish etilmoqda. Shunday ekan, yana bir bor azizlar, bugungi boks oqshomiga tayyormisiz? Eshitilmayapti azizlar. Demak, yana bir bor eslatib o'tamiz azizlar. Aynan WSB reglamentiga ko'ra janglar 2 ta yo'nalishda, ya'ni uyda hamda mehmonda bo'lib o'tadi. Bugun siz u biz 5 ta vazn toifasidagi janglarning guvohi bo'lamiz. E'tibor bering, 49, 56, 64, 75 hamda 91 kilogramm vazn toifasidagi bokschilarimiz bugun siz u bizga ajoyib janglarni namoyish etib berishadi. Agar siz tayyor bo'lsangiz azizlar, men bokschilarni sizga tanishtirishni boshlayman. Yaxshilar. Kilogram, Havьер Ибаньес. 64 kilogram, Энди Крус. 75 kilogram, Арлен Лопес. 91 kilogram, Эрисланди Савон. Team head coach Rolando Asebal. Ana endi azizlar, Uzbek Tigers jamoasi bilan tanishib oling. 49 kilogram vazn toifasi. Хасанбой Дусматов. Ayni damda jangga hozirlik ko'rmoqda. 56 kilogram Mуроджон Ахмадалиев. 64 kilogram Икболжон Холдаров. 75 kilogram Исраил Мадримов. 91 kilogram Sanjar Tursunov. Jamoa bosh murabbiyi To'lqin Qilichev. Ana endi qadrli bokschilar, bir-biringizga omad tilab, bir-biringiz bilan so'rashib qo'yishingiz mumkin bo'ladi. Let's give it up. Now it's time to shake hands and get ready for the battle. Demak azizlar, yana bir bora bokschilarimizni qo'llab-quvvatlab qo'yamiz. Demak azizlar, WSB tashkilotchilari tomonidan shunday taklif tushmoqda. Hurmatli xonimlar va janoblar, barchangizdan telefonlaringizni spichkasini o'chirib qo'yishingizni iltimos qilamiz, zero bu bizning bugungi turnirimizga xalaqit beradi. Ladies and gentlemen, please introduce me now, Judge Committee. Yasar Chinar from Turkey, Maria Rizzardo, Italy, Kim Jong-jin, Korea, Dharmadasa Nishanta, Sri Lanka, Supervisor of the match, Pixon Maria Karina from Philippines, Dr. Shilling Kai from Germany. Demak azizlar, bugungi janglar 5 ta round va har bir round 3 daqiqadan davom etadi. Agar siz tayyor bo'lsangiz, biz birinchi jangni boshlaymiz. Tayyormisiz? Yaxshilab azizlar, yaxshilab. And now, first battle of the evening, weight category bantam, 49 kilogram. Please welcome to blue corner, bronze medalist of Rio Olympic Games, world champion, Johannes Archilagos from Cuba, Domadores.
Well, a very warm welcome to Samarkand in Uzbekistan. It's quarter-final time for the Uzbek Tigers and the Cuba Domadores in what some are calling the final before the final. Two of the world's top amateur nations hold centre stage in the amphitheatre Mahisa over the first two legs, booking a crucial weekend in week 7. Johannes Archilagos, a young man whose reputation at the age of just 20 already beginning to precede him. 2015 World Championship gold to add to his junior title 2 years ago. Pan American Games silver and Olympic bronze in Rio have seen him rocket into the public eye during the last Olympic cycle. Beat Galal Yafai in a close encounter in last year's WSB finals in the Uzbek capital of Tashkent, around 200 miles northeast of our current location. In fact, his only loss in the last 18 months has been at the hands of Colombian Hubert Martinez.
Johannes Archilagos.
He was the light flyweight silver medalist from Rio.
Opponent, Olympic and Asian champion, the best boxer of the 2016. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the red corner, Hassanboy Dusmatov.
Now what a way to kick off the evening. The reigning Olympic champion, the Valbarka winner from Rio 2, Hassanboy Dusmatov. What an asset he was for the Ukraine before the Uzbek Tigers formed their franchise, winning all 7 of his matches for the Ottomans. Victorious last weekend in the Asian Championships too, boxed 4 times in a week. Didn't drop a single round, unbeaten in the WSB so far this season too. Will there be some tired legs after a brutal week in the Asian Championships? It's perhaps the only question mark next to the superb credentials of this young man.
Uzbek Tigers.
Referee of the ball, Chinar Yasar.
The winner of the course of the 2 fixtures, best of 10, will face the winner of the quarter-final between the Colombia Heroicos and Italia Thunder. That one gets underway in Roma in an hour or two's
Keep
time.
the head up. Keep the punches up. Don't hold. Okay? Shake hands. Good luck.
And the Domadores, remember, looking for their 4th consecutive final in as many years. And what a venue this is, the Amphitheatre Mahisa in Samarkand on the Silk Road, the ancient trade route linking China to the Mediterranean.
First round, the range round.
A couple hundred miles south of the last WSB final, which saw the Cubans victorious. Hасsanboy Dusmatov, if he didn't need any introduction, operating out of Southport with the red gloves, made a quick start. It's the bronze medalist from Rio, Johannes Archilagos, in the white shorts. Nice long left hook, landed early from Dusmatov. Blistering hand speed, super fast feet, the Uzbek. No hesitation getting on the inside and trading. Archilagos sharp too. Just keeping that guard nice and high and tight. Wins for Dusmatov. And the Asian champs, all by unanimous decision over Ranasinghe of Sri Lanka, Erhan Zomar of Kazakhstan, the Indian Amit Pangal and Ganerdin of Mongolia in last Sunday's final. So only 6 days recovery from a brutal week of competition, and some travel in there as well. If anyone can deal with that sort of pressure and schedule, it's the reigning Olympic champion. Archilagos, a man that's forming a reputation at the age of just 20 himself. Lost out to Ибаньес Martinez, the light flyweight silver medalist from Rio, who was only beaten by the man in front of Archilagos this evening. So really, we're looking at 2 of the world's top 3 at light flyweight in the ring this evening. Cracking weight to kick off the quarterfinals. Sharp hands there from Archilagos. Nice counter right over the top again from the Cuban. Just momentarily puts on those dancing feet as Dusmatov cutting off the ring. Dusmatov often throws that lead backhand from Southport. Well disguised as well. Sets up his combinations off the back of it. That right hook just caught Archilagos out the pocket. The feet may have come together though, as the seconds tick down for round number 1. Entertaining opener in front of a terrific crowd in Samarkand, Uzbekistan. Beautiful outdoor venue, providing the perfect setting for this double-header bookending an important week in season 7. Another quarter-final taking place in an hour or two's time in Roma, between Italia Thunder and the Colombia Heroicos. And the winner of those will meet the winner of these 2 teams, as we just have a look at the replay from round number 1. Dusmatov certainly the aggressor in the opening 3 minutes. That's reflected in the judges' scorecards. 10-9 across the board for the Uzbek. The Uzbek Tigers, of course, made a relatively late entrance to the WSB in season 6. Several of their boxers had already gathered momentum in the competition, though, with experience as draft picks for other teams, including Dusmatov. Watch the season for the Ukraine Ottomans, just caught on the way in. Won all 7 for the Ukraine. And there's that blistering hand speed. Archilagos shakes the head. He believes most of those came off the gloves as he tries to get back on the jab. It's better work from the Cuban. Again, those stiff hands from Dusmatov getting through. Lead left hook in response from Archilagos. The Cubans haven't had it all their own way this season. Been some pretty resolute performances from the likes of the Casigues de Venezuela. Has to go in this final round. The 2 men know it, both landed stiff shots, and Dusmatov finishes the stronger of the 2. Archilagos raises his hand. What a start to this quarter-final in Uzbekistan, and don't the crowd know it. A real treat to see such top-level action at this stage of the WSB competition. Terrific advocate for the quality that we've seen here throughout the year. No wonder they described it as the final before the final. So much quality so early on. Well, deep breath and a sigh of relief from Dusmatov. Whatever the result, he comes to the end of an extremely busy fortnight of work. I'm sure he'll be allowed a little bit of rest as well over the next fortnight or so.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have judge score. Judge 1, 50-45. Judge 2, 50-45. And judge 3, 48-47. And the winner was, by unanimous decision, red, Hасанбой Дусматов.
Well, he is the man of the moment, Hасанбой Дусматов, and he gets his team off to a terrific start here in the WSB Season 7 quarterfinals. Victory over the Olympic bronze medalist Johannes Archilagos. First blood to the Uzbek Tigers. Terrific work, high output as well of punches from the reigning Olympic champ. Archilagos didn't box badly, did he? He was just outgunned and out-hustled in there. 1-0 to Uzbekistan.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout, weight category, 56 kilogram bantam. Please welcome to the blue corner, member of team Cuba Domadores, Cuba national champion. Hurmatli xonimlar va janoblar, yana bir bora olqishlaringiz eshitilmayapti. Azim va navqiron Samarqand ahli. Yaxshilab, yaxshilab, yaxshilab. And welcome to the blue corner, Havьер Ибаньес.
4 wins from 4 in the WSB for Havьer Ибаньес, youth Olympic champion from 2014, kept only from the senior Olympic squad by the undeniable talent of Ravisi Ramirez, the double gold medalist from London and Rio. So at just 20 years of age, Javier Ибаньес's time is all to come. Wins over Johnny Blanco, Leonel de los Santos and Brian Aguayo in this season's WSB, so Ибаньес is in good form.
And his opponent. Please welcome to the red corner, bronze medalist of Olympic Game Rio, Asian champion, Muroджон Ахмадалиев.
Well, as you heard there, a bronze medal in Rio to add to his World Championship silver from Doha in 2015. Mourodzon Ahmadaliev has proven consistency at the top level of amateur boxing. Last outing in the WSB was victory over Wan Sen at the China Dragons in March. He was beaten by Robisi Ramirez in the semi-finals of the Olympic Games. Can he get one up on the Cuban number 2 this evening?
Uzbek Tigers.
Yana bir bor olqishlaringiz aytsin. Mourodzon Ahmadaliev. Referee of the ball, Maria.
Keep your head up, no holding, no low blow, okay?
So the referee, Maria Rosado, giving the final instructions to Mourodzon Ahmadaliev and Javier Ибаньес in the second of 10 in this double-header quarter-final between the Uzbek Tigers and the Cuba Domadores. So, Ahmadaliev in the white shorts and the red gloves. Ибаньес with the blue gloves. Ибаньes, not your typical Cuban dancer, likes to stand and trade a little bit as well. You're seeing in evidence already, he's not afraid to hold his feet and throw. Ahmadaliev tends to like to box on the back foot a little bit, but he's certainly standing and happy to come forward here. It'll just be a case of who's going to be pushed back first. Neither of these two willing to give an inch in this opening minute. Ahmadaliev just looking for the opening, covering up behind that high guard. Ибаньес started well behind the jab. Nice combination work from Ahmadaliev. It's given Ибаньес something to think about. Already a lot being put into these shots early, but neither man really is having to go looking for the other. In stark contrast to the previous bout, where Dusmatov hunting Archilagos down, with the Cuban rarely staying in one place for more than a few seconds. But well, Ahmadaliev and Ibanьes both coming forwards, both meeting each other centrally. The backhand's landing well too. It's the classic Southpaw Orthodox clash. Can they sustain this sort of pace for 5 rounds? Nice straight shot so far from Ibanьes. So a fairly attritional opening round. Neither man willing to step back and have a look at his opponent. They both came straight to it in the centre. Plenty of good work coming from both men. Ibanьes there knows that 4 more rounds of this one. He's in for a tough contest. No one's orthodox, one's southpaw. They've both got a similar style in that sort of high, tight guard, chin tucked down. To lean forward into the shots and sit down on those shots too. For an entertaining opening round, the judges prefer the work of Ahmadaliev. 10-9 across Judge A, B and C.
Round 2,
An early lead for the Uzbek Tigers. That's body work from the Cuban. Strong start from Ibanьes. 8 a couple of counters in response, but that's better work. He's come straight out firing. As we said, not the fleetest of the Cuban feet in this squad. And you've got a man in front of you that throws so well in combinations as Ahmadaliev does. You throw those single shots, you will get countered, and a couple of these have got through from the Uzbek. Oh, brief respite from Rosado, the referee there. Perhaps Ibanьes was grateful for that as well, because he was under some heavy fire, and he continues to return. Landed a couple of nice right hands there. Short uppercut on the inside as well. Completely contrasting type of bout to what we saw 5 minutes earlier. Champions in the WSB. That near perfect 9-1 victory over the British Lionhearts in Tashkent last year. Just Fraser Clark able to put a blemish on the Cuban record with a stoppage victory in the super heavyweight category. If they were to make it through, the Cubans this year to the final, it would be their 4th consecutive final in as many years. A terrific achievement. Only came into the competition in season 4. Now this pace has not relented, has it, at all? Ahmadaliev for the first time in the contest, just perhaps being forced briefly onto the back foot, although he's come straight back, landed some nice shots up the middle. Success with that overhand right, as you would expect with the angles, but goodness me, it's been a relentless pace through the first 6 minutes. There's never, or rather there's rarely a question mark over whether these guys can sustain this sort of pace over the 3-minute distance. That's more commonplace, but those extra couple of rounds do make a lot of difference. Just an indication that Ibáñez was hurt a little bit in that second round, although the judges preferred the Cubans' work. So that has just swung things back in his direction. Two of the judges seeing it for Ибáñez.
Round 3, uchinchi round.
Difficult for someone of Ибáñez's quality. And you've got the #1 in the world at your weight category, double gold medalist Ravisi Ramirez from London and Rio. And now we'll see up next Andy Cruz, who's in a similar position. He's moved up to light welter as a result. Strong start to round 3 for Ahmadaliev. Just the first time in the contest the pace has slowed by half a yard. No surprise really. I think we're more likely to see just the odd respite in between these bursts of action now. It was pretty much all out consistent warfare over the first 6 minutes. These two are going to have to start picking their moments a little bit more economically. Ibáñez just telegraphing that right hand a little bit there. Ahmadaliev short with the jab. Now the Cuban just starting to move more than he was in the opening couple of rounds. It's the Uzbek doing the hunting. Clubs in with a couple of hooks, left and right. Ibáñez covered up though. Ibáñez comes back. The left uppercut off the back of a combination got through. A little more boxing, a little less fighting going on now. Sure, that's mutually agreeable to both parties involved. As Ahmadaliev cutting off the ring, just mirroring the footwork of his opponent. Real spite and snap behind these shots though. Bodywork normally employed as a tactic to slow the opposite man down to help the aggressor find the target, but neither of these two men have had any problems finding the target in these first 3 rounds. Be interesting to see what the judges made of the last 3 minutes. Fairly split as it is at the moment. Good work coming from both sides. Arguably Ibáñez a little stronger in the second round. After a good start from the man on your screen. But in a contest of this nature, it's all about maintenance, all about who can make those little adjustments. Ibáñez just caught on the top of the head there with a sharp left hook. Was seen by all 3, A, B and C. 10-9 in favour of the home boxer. One more strong round and
Round
puts
4,
himself in a
coordination
very
round.
good position to take his team into a 2-0 lead here in Samarkand. Ибаньес taking it in turns to do the hunting now. Ahmadaliev just on the back foot momentarily. Long left hook lands. It's just not a great deal to separate these two. The mirrored stances, they're a similar version of each other in so many ways. Ибаньes a little sharper with the jab. Ahmadaliev really good with the combinations. Maybe a little more pop behind the shots. Lovely work there. Those hooks getting through the back of the guard. One thing's for sure, both testing each other's fitness and will and resolve. Goodness me, this really is something to behold. Love to see the punch stats at the end of this contest. Just looked through round 3 as if these two might start to work a little bit more economy into their shot output, take some breathers now and again, but they've come out in round 4 and it's as if both have got a second wind and they're happy to resume the pace as it was in rounds 1 and 2. Nice lead left hook there from Ибаньес. An indication moments ago that the pop may have gone out of the shots of Ибаньес. Ahmadaliev, though, still looks to be firing strong. And as round 4 wears on, he just looks to be getting stronger and stronger. Sure, a welcome respite for the man on your screen, Javier Ибаньес, there as he looks to his corner. Not long to go now in round number 4. Now Ибаньes just gathered his second wind. Coming forward, trying to put a punctuation mark and catch the eye of the judges. He's been on the back foot for large portions of this round. Ahmadaliev has been really aggressive. And after that break, can Ибаньes just try and unload a few things to give himself a chance on the scorecards going into this 5th round?
Mira, tiene que darte cuenta, date cuenta. Ahora la cabeza. Tú no te puedes poner a hacer defensa, ¿eh?
The likes of Yasmani Leisha, Emilio Cesar La Cruz in action next weekend in Havana, Cuba. Will they have a deficit to make up for on Friday night? Good work from Ahmadaliev there. Just firing in combinations.
Seconds out.
Well, split there on the judges' scorecards, A and C. Seeing that in favour of the Cuban, and that leaves things right in the balance going into round number 5. So a crucial round ahead. And given the nature of this contest
Round
so
5,
far,
Wyjęcie round.
I think it's fair to say we can expect some fireworks in the next 3 minutes. So Ибаньes starts out on the front foot. Lead left hook catches Ahmadaliev. He threw a lot in the last round, put a lot into the middle portion of the round. Has he left himself enough in the tank for round number 5 as Ибаньes continues to put the pressure on the home fighter? Just the single shots coming from Ahmadaliev. Now he opens up. Is he trying to cover up and make Ибаньес punch himself out? Such a wearing pace. This one's been fought at. And it's almost your turn, my turn between these two, as the crowd begin to break into full voice here in this open-air stadium. Lovely work from Ahmedaliev there, the long left getting through the guard of Ибаньес. Both these two have taken everything the other's got to offer, and they've stood firm as well. Ибаньes crashing shots into the left and the right side of the body, stalking forwards again. One of his strongest weapons, Ибаньes, the jab, throws it really well. Hasn't used it to the best effect that we've ever seen in the last 4.5 rounds. He's just been drawn into something more attritional. Again, the two exchange. Ahmedaliev coming off best that time, walking his man back to the ropes and opening up. Minute to go, and both men will know that. And years of training on the internal body clock, they will know roughly how long is to go. 45 on the clock. A crucial round in deciding who comes away. Can the Cubans level this one up? And Ибаньes get a point on the board for his team, or can Ahmedaliev extend it to 2-0 for the home side? Good combination work again from Ибаньes. He's working hard. Overhand right crashes through. Ahmedaliev looking tired. The hands just sitting a little lower than they have done at any other point in the contest. And Ибаньes continues to work. And there's the bell. Terrific 5-round encounter. Neither man could have given any more, and we will go to the judges' scorecards. Now that little lull in round number 3 was short-lived, as these men really pick things up in round 4 and 5 to mirror the opening couple of rounds, and it's about as many punches as you can throw in a 5-rounder.
Ladies and gentlemen, judge scores. Judge 1, 49-46. Judge 2, 49-46. Judge 3, 47-48. And the winner by split decision, red corner, Muroджон Ахмадалиев.
So Ahmedaliev doing enough in that final round on the judges' scorecards just to swing the points in his favour. It was pretty close at times, not a great deal to split them. What a start for the Uzbek Tigers in their home country. They lead 2-0. Perhaps overall it was just the work rate, constant output and firepower from Ahmedaliev that saw the judges favour him. So 3 more to go this evening, light welter, middle and heavyweight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting our next vote and weight category, light welter, 64 kilogram. And please welcome to the blue corner, national champion of Cuba, young and talented, Andy Cruz.
Well, there he is, Andy Cruz. Made his WSB debut a couple of years ago, stepping up to fill the shoes of the injured Robisi Ramirez in this stellar Cuban team. That was a couple of weight divisions below. He's since made the move up to light welter, which is suited him well. He's been waiting in the wings somewhat internationally, with Ramirez taking Olympic gold at bantamweight for a second time in Rio. Cruz showed good finishing instincts in the Playa Giron in Cuba in December, won by TKO over Edvar Riveri. An excellent display in the prelims, and he went on to win the tournament, as did all of his teammates in their respective weight divisions tonight.
Andy Cruz, hurmatli xonimlar va janoblar, va aynan uning raqibini qizil burchakka taklif etamiz. Qarshi oling. Yaqinda bo'lib o'tgan Osiyo chempionati g'olibi, O'zbekiston chempioni, O'zbek o'g'loni Икболжон Холдаров.
Well, he enters the ring with his team. 2 matches to the good. The perfect start for the Uzbek Tigers, but he's up against it. Икболжон Холдарov is tall, rangy southpaw. He has to almost glide around the outside of the ring at times. Really interesting style and technique. And when he does keep things long and on the move, he's a very hard man to pin down.
Uzbek Tigers.
Aziz do'stlar, olqishlaringiz Икболжон Холдаров. Referee Kim Jong-jin.
No, bro. Okay.
Round 1, British round.
So away we go then. 5 rounds at light welterweight, 64 kilos between Икболжон Холдаров in the red gloves and Andy Cruz, Cuban, with the red socks, red boots and the blue gloves. Холдаров, that languid, lucid, tall, rangy style, awkward. Seems to cover acres with the feet. Just one step and he seems to be halfway across the ring. Andy Cruz is a sharp puncher. Real counter-puncher is Cruz. Likes to set the odd trap. Wait for his opponent, slip and throw. And see him there trying to set up that two-phase attack. Jab, step back right hand, but he's gone on the front foot. Momentarily switched southpaw too. He's trying to show Холдаров that he's in with a puzzle to unpick as the tall Uzbek comes forward again. Cruz with that classic counter-punching stance, wide base, the front foot a long way in front of the head. Just gives the impression that he's further away from the target than he actually is. He's going to need to use every trick in the book range-wise to get on terms with the man in front of him. He's about as tall as you'll get at 64 kilos. I have a feeling that this one will be a battle of the feet, and so far through round one it's proving to be so. Cruz just leading with the right hand, not missing by much. So an interesting opening round, and stylistically these three contests, three completely different matchups. And Cruz has proved his worth more and more in the WSB. 8 wins from 9 since debut triumph over Mexico's Brian Gonzalez in season 5. How big a part can he play in Cuba's fate here in season 7? See both men just trying to trigger each other off and counter the counter, as it were. Not a great deal gave there, but the better work coming from Cruz on the judges' scorecards across the board, so he takes an early lead, the Cuban.
Round 2, ikinci round.
He often likes to set the trap there. What he's doing now, you see, just anchoring that back foot with a wide base, slipping and then throwing the right hand down the middle once he's teased his opponent into throwing. Overall, much looser, more languid style. Jab from Cruz, and then the 1-2 down the middle. Sharp work from the Cuban. Seems to have found his rhythm with a big long left from Холдаров and crashing through. Wouldn't be surprised if the feet have come together on more than one occasion, both of such a wide base. Just see there the feet, the front feet coming together. And that's what both men have got to be careful of. Got to try and keep front foot on the outside of your opponent when you're facing someone of the opposite stance. Lead right hand countered by Холдаров. The Uzbek Tigers, pretty late entrance into the WSB, forming the franchise in season number 6. A number of their boxers, though, already had a bit of momentum and experience boxing on other franchises. And with 3 Olympic gold medalists on their squad. I wouldn't bet against them making a final. The toughest ask they could have had against the Domadores at this stage of the competition, but they've made a really good start, giving themselves every chance of doing so. Of all the performances so far from the Cubans, arguably Andy Cruz is looking the strongest. Second stick down there at the end of the round. Cruz looking confident as he goes back to the blue corner. Erислandi Savon to come later on at heavyweight. You'd fancy him against Tursunov in the 91 kilo category. That was the long left hand that landed from Холдаров in the middle of the round. Started to work his way back into it, the home boxer, and that's reflected in 2 of the judges' scorecards. Judge C seeing that 10-9 for Cruz, though. And not a complete momentum shift, but
Round 3, uchinchi round.
as we enter the midway portion of the contest, Cruz nice and busy with a jab, but isn't much more than a rangefinder. Better work from him on the inside. Now he switches to southpaw, then back to orthodox again. Incredible to think he was boxing at 56 kilos as recently as a year ago. Nice long left to the body from Холдаров there. Stayed in the pocket a little bit too long though, just caught by the uppercut on the inside. The Uzbek fans have been really treated here, having hosted the final in Tashkent just under a year ago between the Cuba Domadores and the British Lionhearts. And now they invite the reigning champions back on home turf to face their team as well. They'll be really enjoying this WSB competition so far. It's a 10-second clapper as Холдаров holding on. And the referee separates them with no time to go in round number 3.
repetir el trabajo ese. Repite tu trabajo. Y la mano se apoya. Adelante con él. Adelante. Te vaya a ir para atrás. Tiene que ir atrás.
Andy Cruz has just slightly been drawn into a fight that quite suiting his style. An orthodox counter-puncher, trap-setting style. He's been made to lead off at times. Been pretty successful on the inside. It's been interesting to see how the judges see that one. Good head movement from the Cuban there to keep himself out of trouble. He's had to adapt and adapted well he has. 10-9 across the board in round 3 for the Cuban.
Round 4, 4th round.
Cruz walked Холдаров onto a stiff right hand there. Cruz just content to hold his feet a little more than he was in the opening couple of rounds. Starting to open up, and perhaps a sign that he's feeling comfortable with the power in front of him. Холдаров, still loose language style, hands pretty low. Both of these guys now dropping their hands, throwing from awkward angles, using that head movement. Work from Cruz, good feet, just walk Холдаров onto a couple of counter shots. Just leaning that head in, try and create the illusion of distance. And the mirage that he's a little closer than he actually is. Been quite a bit of this as well. Inside wrestling and manoeuvring. They've been allowed to do it to some extent. And again, Холдаров holding, trying to lean on Cruz and just impose that height and size advantage. Perhaps just to try and slow his man down for these last couple of rounds. Seemingly paid dividends so far, though. Round 4 has flown by, and Cruz looking confident as they go into the final break. Slightly scrappy work at times from both of these men. Some nice counter-punch work on the outside, but what got on the inside, very hard to score. A lot of forearms and elbows and cuffs with the inside of the glove too. And yet again, the judges seeing that work from the Cuban boxer.
Round 5.
Холдаров has now got his work cut out if he's to get anything from this contest. So, Andy Cruz Will he be pulling his team back into this one? Maybe the winner of this quarter-final will meet the winner of Italia Thunder and the Colombia Heroicos. That one underway in Roma. In about an hour's time. It's a little less now. And those two will both draw to a close next weekend. And we'll know the side of the semi-final draw. And again, Холдаров holding on, leaning on Cruz. It was a nice stiff backhand from the Uzbek, comes in. And again, now it's Cruz that holds on. It's been a little jab and grab in the last few minutes. It would be nice to see these two working their way out of the clinch, or the referee doing what he is now, just separating them a little sooner. Could be a sign of just mutual fatigue between these two. That's better work. It's Cruz now, just stalking around the outside of the ring, trying to stay out of trouble. And so often it's been Холдаров that been the one that's difficult to pin down, but Cruz, sensing he's ahead, perhaps is just trying to keep that gap between him and the home fighter, not do anything silly. It's got about a 2-point cushion across the cards. And that should be enough to see him through. Only 20 seconds to go on the clock in round number 5 as Холдаров comes forward again. Again, these two just have spent rounds and rounds posturing, sizing each other up, and then they explode into bursts and raids of action. Both throwing punches in bunches. The judges favouring the work of Cruz through round 4. What will the final scorecards say? It has gone his way. It means that he has given his team their first notch on the board.
Ladies and gentlemen, judges' scores for this bout. Judge 1, 46-49. Judge 2, 46-49. And Judge 3, 45-50. And the winner by unanimous decision, blue corner, Andy Cruz.
So, unanimous decision victory for Andy Cruz at light welterweight. One judge seeing him scoring all 5 rounds victorious. He narrows the gap. The Uzbek Tigers now leading 2-1 with 2 to go in this half of the quarter-final rather.
Navbatdagi jangni boshlashdan avval aqli Samarqand sizga yuzlanmoqchiman. Bugungi boks oqshomi sizga ma'qul bo'layaptimi? Hurmatli xonimlar va janoblar, sizdan bir narsani iltimos qilgan bo'lardik. Bokschilarni qo'llab-quvvatlab turing. Zero ular bugungi jang vatanlarida o'tayotganini his qilib turishsin. Aqli Samarqand, siz tayyormisiz? Eshitilmayapti. And now we will start our next bout, weight category, middle, 75 kilogram. Please welcome to the blue corner, Olympic and world champion, member of team Cuba Domadores, Арлен Лопес.
Well, the 75 kilo weight category, always one of the fan favourites, a good mix of speed and power. And one man that epitomises both is Арлен Lopes. And while his rise to prominence certainly wasn't a fast one, the journey has been very much rewarded. Won his first junior world title in 2009, took 4 attempts to win a first national title. It's been a clean sweep in all the majors of late. Pan American Games gold, a world gold medal and the Rio Olympic title in 2016. At middleweight, Арлен Lopes, very much the man of the moment.
Olimpiada hamda jahon chempioni Арлен Lopes azizlar. Va aynan uning raqibi O'zbekiston chempioni, yaqinda bo'lib o'tgan Osiyo chempionati g'olibi, O'zbek boksdagi eng kuchli zarba sohiblaridan biri. Qarshi oling, qizil burchakka taklif etiladi Исраил Мадримов.
Now the crowd rise to the Uzbek national champion at 75 kilos. A stoppage and 3 unanimous decision victories saw him crown the Asian Championships gold medalist last weekend. Beat Lee Dong-jin of South Korea in the final. In fact, 9 of the 10 weight categories were won by Uzbekistan, so we're looking at a team in good form. As we mentioned earlier, potentially a team slightly less fresh, at least this half of the team, than they'd hoped to be with a fixture of this magnitude tonight. Of course, the other half of the group go next weekend over in the Coliseo de la Ciudad Deportiva in Havana on Friday night. An extra 7 days rest could pay dividends for the final 5 in what could be a crucial trip to Cuba.
Uzbek Tigers.
I hear the reception at the beginning. This one has got real potential to be a terrific spectacle for the fans. Israel Madridov there.
Referee of the board, Darmadasa Nishanta.
Watch your head, no below the belt, no open glove. Clean bout, good luck.
So the Uzbek Tigers currently lead by 2 matches to 1 in the first half of this quarter-final. Арлен Lopes, the world and Olympic champion at middleweight, looking to level the scores for the away side. In front of him, in the blue shorts with the red gloves, Israel Madzrimov. Asian Championships gold medalist from last Sunday. Will he have felt the effects of a grueling week of action? If there are any chinks in his armour, there's one man in the world that can expose them. Big puncher is Lopes. Switch hitter, comfortable on both sides. All of his WSB victories last season came by a stoppage, so I think it's safe to say, don't hold your breath. Patient start from Lopes. Just gathering a bit of data on his opponent. Madrimov has been the aggressor so far. Nice body work from the Uzbek. Now, victory for Lopes at this stage of the tournament last year saw him victorious again via TKO over Mexico's Misael Rodriguez before stopping the Uzbek Ulubek in the semi-finals. Certainly one of the biggest punchers, if not the biggest puncher, in the amateur middleweight category in present times. Hasn't made the quickest of starts so far, though. Taking his time. It's been very much Madrimov who's been on the front foot, looking to press the action. And at the end of round number one. Quite a gap between his first junior world title and his first senior world title. Арлен Lopes, such as the strength in depth of this stellar Cuban team. Now he has risen to prominence and doesn't look like he's going anywhere in a hurry. Good start from Madrimov. Wasn't overawed by the task at all, was he?
Seconds out.
And the judges all favouring the aggression of the home fighter.
Round 2, ikinci round.
There's at times a lack of economy in the movement of Israel Madrimov. Certainly aggressive, and occasionally just find himself leaping in to action. And no doubt he can sustain that over the 3-round distance. The question is, can he sustain it over 5? He seems to be a little more compact here, but just there, you see him just lunging in and being caught off balance. Certain fighters you can get away with that against, not this man. Lopes doesn't need so much as half an inch of a gap to make you pay. A misjudgment of timing and distance. Was caught on the counter there, though. Nice shot from Madrimov. Does that hurt Lopes? Stumbled into range and hung on briefly. crude but effective work from the home fighter so far. Varying the levels, going from body to head too. So far, Lopes just hasn't been able to settle into his rhythm. He's led with that right a few times, hasn't put a huge amount of pop behind it though. Madrimov has really swung everything he's got at Lopes so far. This is part of the plan for the reigning Olympic champ. Just give away the first round or two. Just make his opposite man work before coming to life and starting to exert some pressure on him. Because so far, he's not quite doing enough. Always the danger though with Lopes. One shot can just turn the tide. And 35 seconds to go in round number 2. Doesn't particularly want to have another round like this. Can't afford to let this one slip away from you for too long. Give away a round or maybe 2, but so far Madrimov is giving him all sorts to think about. But he just sensed the legs of Lopes stiffen for a moment there. Start to swing in response as both men hold on with just a few seconds to go in round number 2. I'll wait to see what the judges' scorecards suggest, but from here, it looked to be another good round for the home fighter. Lopes just perhaps looking a little bit out of sorts in these opening 2 rounds. Are we going to see him open up? Is he saving something for the second half of this fight? Just the aggressor in these first 6 minutes, Madrimov. Getting off first and opening up with combinations, and again, judge A, B and C have all favoured his work over that of the reigning Olympic champion. Lopes cannot afford to give away another round in this manner. Of course, on one hand, looking at the Asian Championships last week and seeing it as a negative and a cause for concern, I wonder whether these guys will be fatigued after a grueling week. You could look at it the other way and say, well, they'll be match sharp. They're used to boxing and making weight every couple of days. With a few days rest. So far, so good for Israel Madrimov. Lead right hand there from Madrimov again. Lopes the jab, but coming off the gloves every time. And that lunging, awkward style from Madrimov as he just springs into life. Quite a flurry of shots, a nice right hand to finish that combination. Well, Lopes stands firm. Just hasn't been able to mount any sort of memorable offense, and he's caught by a right-hand, left-hand combination. Just a little look of annoyance on his face almost there. As we pass the 2-minute mark in round number 3. The heads-up initiative that came in as part of AIBA's quest to minimise cuts last year. And the referees, as a result, just looking closely at the heads coming together, trying to encourage boxers not to lead with their heads, as Madrimov again lands a left uppercut on the inside, then a right hook. Lopes responded, but, well, he's being pushed back here. And as we draw to a close in round number 3, really good work from the home fighter. And if the judges are seeing it the same way that we are at the commentary desk here, Israel Madrimov is going to be looking at a 3-round deficit. We're over the halfway mark. And he's in there with the world and Olympic champion. And don't the crowd know it as well? Well, you never know what's going on behind the scenes, but for me, Арлен Lopes just looking a bit out of sorts. Doesn't look sharp as we know him. So far, the man on your screen has taken full advantage. As we have a look at the replay from round number 3, it was beautiful counter work from Madrimov. Made Lopes miss with the right hand, came back and just put him under constant pressure. And just little telltale signs, even on the face of Lopes, that he's not feeling comfortable in there. And it is 30-27 across the board for the Uzbek Tigers boxer. And certainly this one hasn't gone to script so far. Always easy to look on paper before a contest and think you have a reasonable guesstimate at which contest will go which way. I think this one was won, and no discredit at all to Israel Madrimov. More a credit to the quality and credentials of Арлen Lopes, but I don't think many people would have thought he would have given this one up as easily as he currently is. And well, if the Uzbek Tigers were to go into the final bout 3-1 up, that really would set up a mouth-watering tie for next weekend, whatever happens with Savon and Tursunov in the heavyweight category tonight. So the crowd really responding well to this one. Again, wow. Lopes has poured away with those shots. A lot of them have come off the gloves, and he just hasn't thrown with a great deal of spite that we know he can. Yeah, lovely shot to the body there from Madrimov. Now he goes to work upstairs. Short uppercut on the inside from Lopes. Madrimov comes back at him, forces the Cuban national champion to hold. Again, Madrimov just countering the single shots with volleys of punches, keeping the pressure on, just not allowing Lopes to settle into any sort of rhythm. But even at this stage here, the number of times they've come together, leaning on each other, waiting to throw, and Lopes has just not taken the initiative to open up with any sort of vigour. The glove coming loose on the tape of Madrimov for the second time. Been excellent variety for Madrimov, isn't it? Just working away, hooks and uppercuts, upstairs, downstairs. Lopes just hasn't been able to mount more than sort of single shots, the occasional short uppercut on the inside. Just seems to lack the normal pop that we associate with him. Are we going to be looking at 4 rounds to 0 going into the 5th? How unlikely would that be? Madrimov certainly looking the more fatigued of the two, but no wonder he's put a lot more into this one. Certainly his output's been a lot higher. Here we see him lunging in. Sharp southpaw hook to the body with the right hand, and now he's just worked, created awkward angles, thrown those short, aggressive shots. Well, the first round that goes to Lopes on one of the judges' scorecards, but on 2, it's 4-0 to Madrimov, so we go into the 5th and final round. And Lopes needs a stoppage. Madrimov is there to be hit at times. Comes in here just leaning on the head of Lopes. The opportunity's there to throw. Lopes is just not taking the bait. Pushing that right hand through the guard. So many of these just arm shots on the outside of the gloves, the body. Madrimov just bouncing up and down, trying to get the spring back in his step. Wants to keep that work rate up, doesn't want to give himself anything to regret at the end of these 5 rounds. He's well ahead on the scorecards, but he has got to be careful. Madrimov hangs on for the first time in the contest, and well, you can forgive him for that. He's put everything into these 4.5 rounds so far. He continues to work. Lopes trying to now counter. Short right hand on the inside again from Lopes. But as has been the case throughout this contest, it's lack the pop and the fizz that we associate with the Olympic and world champion. And so far, Israel Madrimov, as the crowd will tell you, is on the way to a famous home victory. Now he begins to swing away. Catches Lopes with a 2-shot combination, standing in front of him now. My son might suggest it's a reckless tactic, given that he's home and dry virtually. Perhaps he is feeling comfortable in there. He knows the work's done. Just wants to make sure he doesn't get caught with anything stupid with 10 seconds to go. Walks forward, wobbles. Lopes back with a short lead right hook. Lopes comes back with a couple of clubbing shots with the inside of the gloves, but that is it. And Israel Madrimov has beaten the Olympic and world champion Арлен Lopes. We'll go to the scorecards for confirmation in a few moments' time. And Lopes, well, you never know what's going on behind the scenes, but there's no way he's firing on all cylinders. He looked completely out of sorts this evening, but no discredit at all to Israel Madrimov. He took full advantage of what was in front of him. Started strongly, And he set a relentless pace. Good combination punching, great use of angles. Well, this will be a night that he won't forget for a very, very long time. We'll go to the scorecards for confirmation in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, attention please. Judges' scores for this bout. Judge 1, 50-45. Judge 2, 49-46. And Judge 3, 50-45. And the winner by unanimous decision, red corner, Исраил! Madrimov, Uzbek Tigers.
Well, to beat a man of the quality and caliber of Арлен Lopes is one thing. To beat him in front of a home crowd in an amphitheatre like this will stay long in the memory of Israel Madrimov. An historic victory. He takes his team to an unprecedented 3-1 lead in this quarter-final. And he's given Erислandi, Savon and the rest of the Cuba Domadores next weekend a heck of a task. Savon up next, of course, in the heavyweights against Tursunov. But my word, what a victory that is, and people will be talking about this for the next few days for sure. Israel Madrimov, unanimous decision victor over Арлен Lopes. Triple backflip, quadruple backflip, and a fifth to finish it off. That is a man on an all-time high. There we have it. Wins so far for Dusmatov, Ahmadaliev and Madrimov.
Aqli Samarqand sizga bokschilarimizni qo'llab-quvvatlab turganingiz uchun tashakkur izhor etamiz. Va aynan mana shunday ruhiyatda davom etamiz. Siz navbatdagi jangga tayyormisiz? Eshitmayapti yaxshilab. Va bokschilarni ringga chorlashdan avval azizlar bir narsani eslatib o'tmoqchi edim. Bugungi oqshomning supervizoridan tushgan taklif telefonlarning spishkalarini o'chirib qo'yishingiz iltimos qilinadi. Zero bu bugungi oqshomning translyatsiya jarayoniga salbiy ta'sir ko'rsatmoqda. Demak, spishkalarni o'chiramiz. Agar siz tayyor bo'lsangiz, biz navbatdagi bokschilarni ringga chorlaymiz. And now, our next bout, weight category, heavy, 91 kilogram. Please welcome to the blue corner, bronze medalist of Rio Olympic, national champion of Cuba. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Эрисланди Савон.
Well, remarkable to think that with all this man's experience and accolades in the sport of amateur boxing, he's still only 26 years of age. Emphatic in victory over Lionheart's Lawrence Okoli in the finals last year in Tashkent before a solid tournament saw him take bronze in Rio. He was beaten in the semi-finals by Vasily Levitt. Those two have had some brilliant encounters over the last few years, particularly in that WSB final in 2015 where Savon walked away victorious. He was named WSB Season 4 Boxer of the Year after helping the Cuba Domadores to their first WSB title. And if they were to go all the way this year, he would have been involved in all three trophies.
Please welcome to the red corner, champion of Uzbekistan, a young and talented boxer of Uzbekistan, Sanjay Tursunov.
So as you heard, the Uzbek national champion at 91 kilos, still young and learning, is the talent Sanjar Tursunov. Not the biggest at the weight, moved up from 81 kilos in the last year or so. He was beaten in the Asian Championship quarterfinals by the same man who beat Erислandi Savon at the Olympics, Vasily Levitt. Went on to win the tournament last weekend, pretty comfortably in fact in the final. But he won the box off for the bronze medal at 91 kilos, beating the Iranian Salah Gholami.
Alkışlarınız azizler. Uzbek yolu varsa Sanjar Tursunov.
Regardless of the outcome this evening, Sanjar Tursunov would have been in with top level competition in the last week and a half.
Referee of the bout, Yasa China.
Okay, gentlemen, keep your head up. Keep your punches up. Don't hold, okay? Good luck, shake hands.
Well, you see there the height and reach advantage enjoyed by Erislandi Savon. He's a man that makes good use of it too. Bronze medalist from Rio. Competed in the super heavyweight category in London 2012. Was unlucky in the opening round, according to many, against Britain's Anthony Joshua. So he's a man that's been around for a long time. He can punch a bit too. Just wonder whether Tursunov will struggle with the discrepancy in height and reach, but it was a nice sharp left hand that he landed early. Really important that he stamps his mark against Savon early and doesn't let him get into any sort of rhythm. Incredibly difficult man to beat once he has found his timing and range. A bit of early success for Tursunov with that left hand. He's got to be aggressive and take a few risks, you feel. Savon, 6'4", 6'5" in height. Super tall for this weight. Oh, short lead uppercut on the inside. Walked Tursunov onto that one. Tursunov, the smaller, fleshier of the two men. You can see how he could have competed at light heavy. I don't think he'd even be particularly big at light heavy, in fact. Nice straight right hand, measured with the jab by Savon. Just loosely moves away around the outside of the ring. Light on the feet, sticks the right in with a little bit more pizzazz this time. Just starting to sit down on his shots and find his range. Potentially the most important contest of the night for the Cubans, knowing they're 3-1 down going into next weekend. If Savon can be victorious here, just gives them a lifeline and makes things far easier next weekend. 3-2 as opposed to 4-1. Big difference with some tough competition next Friday night in Havana, Cuba. Well, Savon has been fallible this season, lost to Davis Julio Blanco of Colombia in their defeat to the Heroicos. It was week number 5 where Colombia came out firing, took the Cubans by surprise, and since then a victory over Ronald Gonzalez, Venezuela, a first-round stoppage. Savon, not someone necessarily considered for his out-and-out power, but plenty of stoppages to his name. He is a puncher, and he's sharp and accurate too. Takes that round across the board on the judges' scorecards. There was the first victory of the night, Hасанбой Дусматов. What a performance from him. He'll be in good spirits knowing that, win or lose for Tursunov, his team have made an excellent start against the reigning champions tonight and give them every chance going into next Friday. What a tantalising prospect it sets up too. Better work from Tursunov. And as we said before, he's got to try and take a risk, get past that long jab, and just at times throw caution to the wind, because it's going to be very difficult to box someone as good as long as Savon at distance and have any sort of success. Perfect range this for Savon, just to jab and move and adjust the distance. Tursunov's got to try and spring into life, make things difficult and uncomfortable for Savon on the inside. Against Levitt, Tursunov was essentially jabbed into submission over 3 rounds. He was just kept at range and kept at distance. Just wonder whether Savon has had a look at that and seen the best way to try and control his man. And so far, so good for the Cuban. Tursunov has had pockets of brief success, but by and large has just struggled with the range and timing of the big Cuban. Just leaning back, trying to draw Savon into his space, but he certainly won't be drawn into anything unnecessary. And every time Tursunov just steps into punching range, pop goes the jab from the Olympic bronze medalist. Savon so far looking pretty comfortable. The head's a little bit static from Tursunov, keeping the gloves high, but that gap, because it's that sort of conventional high guard, is just leaving the gap straight down the middle, and that's perfect for the jab to just come straight through from Savon. And so far he's in cruise control through round number 2. Really, these are the sort of areas in the ring where Tursunov, if any, is going to have success, trying to push Savon back, get in his face and make things uncomfortable, turn it into more of a fight than a boxing match, because he's pretty solidly built. Put those short shots together on the inside and try and wrestle himself out of the clinch. He may have a bit of success, but he's got to try and pin Savon down either against the ropes or in the corner. At the moment, he finds himself 2 rounds down across the board going into the midway portion of the contest. Savon could box him at this distance all day long. Nice three-shot combination from the Cuban. Tursunov countering now, short left hook on the inside. That's better work from him. And this is where, as soon as he has got him pinned down, he's got to start throwing shots. Just can't give the opportunity for Savon to pop and move his way back into any sort of space. He's got to make these situations work for him, because they're going to be few and far between. Just can't get close to him, though. And even in positions like this, it's crude but effective work. Tursunov would be better advised to try and almost get him in a clinch, wrestle him and put a bit of pressure on him, as he's doing now. Not particularly pretty. Sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do to rough up a slicker, rangier opponent. Tursunov now trying to cut the ring off. Comes in with a left hook. Oh, nice sound on impact. I think most of it was muffled by the shoulder and the elbows of Savon. And again, now he's in the perfect position, just sitting centrally. Plenty of space behind him. Nice gap. Maintained with the feet. And again, nice glancing blow. That was better from Tursunov. When he has thrown the left hand from down low, outside the peripheral vision of Savon, he's had a little bit of success with it. And again, just hasn't thrown it enough. Savon now posturing, playing for the crowd, showing he's in control, and he does look comfortable. As the seconds in round 3 tick away, counter right hand over the top, and he begins to smile. He knows he's in full control. What a fascinating night of action it has been in Uzbekistan. Go quite to script for Арлен Lopes. Certainly did for Hасанбой Дусматов. In a thrilling opening encounter against Johannes Archilagos at light flyweight. That's the one shot there from Tursunov that gave Savon a bit of food for thought in that third round. Just got a little bit complacent perhaps, and that's what caught the eye of the judges. Certainly Judge B at least, and that's given Tursunov just a glimmer of hope as we move into round number 4, but across the board elsewhere, Savon firmly in the lead. Sometimes that can be the detriment of this kind of contest if you're in the position that Savon is now. Just complacency and over-relaxation when you've got control over a contest. And you've got someone that throws with a bit of aggression from slightly unorthodox angles. Just occasionally be caught cold. And at this kind of weight, you don't want to take any unnecessary risks. And that's exactly why, because there's Landy Savon, just perhaps getting a little too comfortable. The hands are dropping. And it's leaving opportunities for Tursunov to come in and try and make a fight of this. So just a little bit of drama as this one begins to heat up. And Tursunov just momentarily a glimmer of a foothold in this fourth round, and the crowd rising to the occasion as well, trying to get behind their man. Savon has controlled things behind the jab for the majority of 4 rounds. It's perhaps a suggestion of complacency in this fourth round, was caught with a stiff left hook, and now he starts to open up, and he's going to put an exclamation mark on this, and he's going to put the pressure on Tursunov, who has to hang on. Well, this come forward aggressive posture from Savon, a response to the shot he was caught with earlier on in the round, and perhaps he's thought, well, I was going to win this behind the jab and just go through the motions, but if you're going to try and turn it into a fight, then I'll meet you halfway. And you would have thought this had played into Tursunov's hands, but Savon has really opened up over the last 30 seconds or so. It's been a sustained patch of pressure from the Cuban after just a little chin check from the home fighter early on in round number 4. There was the shot that just forced Savon to hang on in round number 4. The crowd responded well, but then it was the fireworks turned on by the Cuban, and he's won one round 10-8 on the cards, the other two 10-9. A lead now unassailable on points for Sanjar Tursunov. Now he'll know he'll have to take a risk in round number 5 to get anything from this one. As we know, at this weight, anything can happen. Will Savon just keep this one safe, back behind the jab, keep it long? Nice lead uppercut right hand combination, now really starting to open the cylinders up. Tursunov is tough, we know that. These Uzbeks are made of sterner stuff as the two have a bit of mutual posturing and showboating. Overhand right from Tursunov there. Right on the left hand. Savon says, what else have you got? And he comes forwards now. Entertaining stuff in this 5th and final round of the night. And the Uzbek corner willing their man forwards in the final minute 30 of round number 5. Well, there we go. Tursunov throwing everything he can at Savon, and the Cuban holds and smiles. Certainly cannot fault Tursunov for effort. Went through a tough week at the Asian Champs, coming away with a bronze medal at the weekend. So he's had 6 days of recuperation. Now he's had to fly here. And he's given a good account of himself under some pretty sustained periods of pressure late on from Эрисланди Савон, a man tried and tested on the amateur circuit, fast becoming a legend in the WSB. And I think this one's gone pretty much to script. And Tursunov has given Savon more than 1 or 2 moments to think about, and that's a really nice way to end this evening's proceedings. No shocks there then in the 91 kilo category. And we'll go to the judges' scorecards. And as things stand, it looks as if the Uzbek Tigers will head into the second half of next week's quarter-final with a 3-2 lead over the reigning champions, the Cuba Domadores, and sets up a mouth-watering final 5 matches. The likes of Julio Cesar de la Cruz will be competing, Yasmani Vesha too. And as we mentioned, the group stages were proof in the pudding that the Cubans weren't going to have it all their way this season. They certainly haven't tonight, and you wouldn't bet against them having a tough one next weekend as well. The Uzbek national flag there. And a phenomenal night for the fans here in Samarkand as we head to the judges' scorecards for the final results of the evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, judges' scores. Judge 1, 44-50. Judge 2, 46-49. And Judge 3, 45-50. And the winner by unanimous decision, blue corner, Эрисланди Савон from Cuba Domadores.
So no surprises there for Эрисланди Савон. That one went to script. But the Cuba Domadores facing a 1-point deficit going into the quarterfinals next Friday. Savon doing what he needed to pull his team back into contention and give them every chance of progressing through to the semi-finals. It wasn't a punch-perfect performance from the Olympic bronze medalist. He kept things at range. I think he was just a little bit relaxed in there at times. And there we have it. Just victories for Andy Cruz and Savon for the Cubans.
Uzbek Tigers hamda Cuba Domadores jamoalari. O'zingiz guvohi bo'lganingizdek, bugun oqshomda Uzbek Tigers 3-2 hisobda g'alaba qozondi. Va umid qilamizki, aynan mana shunday muvaffaqiyat yana davom etadi. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, people of wonderful city Samarkand, thank you for your enthusiastic support. We hope that you like our boxing evening. Thank you for coming and see you again here. Demak, azizlar, yana mana shunday ajoyib boks oqshomlarida ko'rishguncha deb qolamiz. Rahmat senga Samarqand!
Well, we hope you've enjoyed the action in Samarkand. Over to Roma, where the Colombia Heroicos visits the Italia Thunder for the second of the quarterfinals. Of course, the winner of that will face the winner of these two teams next weekend, the best of 10. And the Uzbek Tigers enter next Friday with a 3-2 lead over the reigning champions Cuba Domadores, looking to make their 4th final in as many years. What a prospect that will be next weekend. Thanks for your company, and we'll see you next Friday night.